and thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is David Johnson, and as an analyst at Forrester, my goal is to help companies create places where people will choose to do their best work to win, serve, and retain customers. So I study the relationship between customer experience and employee experience, which for us is one part technology and one part organizational psychology, specifically the psychology of high performance. And what I'm going to share with you today are the results of a study that Forrester did on behalf of Dell. While it was a paid study, we applied the same rigorous independent methodologies that we use for any of our research. We learned a lot, and I'm excited to share our findings with you today. One of the things that's unique to Forrester is that we've been doing customer experience research for almost a decade. And we also have been doing technology research for much longer than that. And so it's allowed us to see the relationship between technology and customer experience, for example. We also have an excellent understanding of how customer experience relates to financial performance and what drives customer experience for organizations all over the world. From this research, we've learned that one of the things that sets customer experience leaders apart from the rest is how they view the employee experience as a core part of their strategy. Companies who continue to outperform in Forrester's Customer Experience Index are the ones who are also placing the highest priority on the employee experience as well, and making sure that all the technology that they use and the security policies that they apply are in harmony with creating an experience, a positive employee experience for their workforce. There's one scientific finding that I want to share with you that's important to understand when we think about security and when we think about technology strategy overall. And when you learn to look through this lens, it means a lot for how you think about your overall device security and technology strategy for employees. So in our employee experience research, we've been working closely with some of the leading scientists who study behavior and motivation in the workforce extensively. And one of the most important findings comes from Dr. Teresa Amabile at the Harvard Business School. What she discovered is that conventional wisdom about what makes people happy at work is precisely wrong. So in other words, what creates a positive employee experience is precisely wrong. It's inverted. In survey after survey, managers across hundreds of companies ranked recognition for work well done, money, important work, and good coworkers as the most important things for a positive employee experience. But what her research proved is that those are not the most important things. They're important, no doubt about it. But what's most important for a positive employee experience is making progress every day toward work that they know is important. In other words, employees being able to get things done. When we have a productive day at work, we're the most satisfied and we feel the best about ourselves and our job, and that came out so clearly in her research. That's critically important when it comes to balancing security with technology strategy, because a negative employee experience will result if employees are impeded in any way toward getting their work done. I think of it like the security capabilities of a car, the safety features of a car. It's important for us that our car has brakes that work, or has an airbag that will deploy if we're in an accident to keep us safe, and seatbelts that will hold us and restrain us in an accident and keep us safe. But we don't want those things to engage when there's not been when we're driving down the highway unexpectedly, right? We don't want to have our airbag blow up in our face. And it's the same thing with security technology and security strategy for companies. The best security is unobtrusive and doesn't interfere with people's productivity and getting things done. Unfortunately, though, even though we know in our data and research that employee experience and a positive customer experience and financial performance are linked, that's not the same thing that most business leaders see. They agree the number one priority the world over is improving customer experience. Everybody agrees that that's their top priority. Unfortunately, though, only about half as many respondents said that better addressing the needs of employees was important below all these other things, such as increasing profits, reducing cost. What they don't yet realize is that improving employee experience is a lead-in to these other factors. In other words, you won't get these without improving the employee experience first. So this is an opportunity for companies all over the world, but especially in Asia Pacific and Japan, which is the focus of this study. Raising this priority will go a long way toward improving both customer experience as well as financial performance. And again, our customer experience research, companies who outperform in customer experience also outperform in financial metrics. What we see when we look at the data about employee work habits and what they're doing with technology shows us some adaptive behavior in what's happening in some of the ways that security policy, for example, is influencing people's behavior. So in the Asia-Pacific region, about 43% of the primary laptops that people are using for work are owned by them personally. They paid for it out of their own pocket. And that's up about 4% from 2015. It's been going up every year. And the reason they tell us why they want to use a personally owned laptop for work, more than half said that they prefer owning and controlling their own work computer. Our hypothesis is that most of the computers that employees are getting from their employers are locked down, or they don't have the performance characteristics that they want or the portability that they want. And to be productive and to remain happy in what they're doing with work, they want to have more control over their computer and device. So you're looking at adaptive behavior here, people going around security policy and so on in order to own and have control of their own computer. But that behavior is precisely the thing that makes security pros nervous and causes them to react. They see potential legal liability issues that might arise with bring your own device policies. They see more device malware as being a concern. And they're right. They're not wrong about this. What they also don't always understand is how important that adaptive behavior is for employee well-being and employees being able to get things done. But they also see things like data loss due to device theft and a range of things. And these are legitimate concerns. And also, employee devices are key targets. Employee-owned devices and corporate-owned devices, if we added those two things together, they would easily outstrip the rest of these as primary sources of targets for attacks. So they have reason to be concerned about this. It's legitimate. And also, you could make an argument that productivity comes from good security. If you have great end-user computing security, that could actually enhance employee productivity. And Forrester would agree with that. Our studies and research elsewhere would agree with that. However, the best security is unobtrusive. It's something that employees won't even notice as they're going about their daily work. It doesn't get in the way of their productivity and performance. And so that's the direction to go when it comes with security that provides a good, positive employee experience as well. If you're preventing them from accessing the information that they need, or you're slowing their machine down or otherwise interfering with their productivity, it's not going to create a better employee experience or better employee productivity. And also, another key point in the data is that most security breaches are inside jobs and they target the devices. It could have been within a business partner or third-party suppliers organization. That's a big one. And those are usually computers that you as an IT pro don't control. Or they could originate from an employee-owned device, or it could be an internal incident within the organization. These are all common sources. So again, the reason for concern for security pros is legitimate. But there are some things that are working in your favor. First of all, methods of maintaining security are getting better and less obtrusive. So, for example, the ability to watch traffic as it crosses the network and as employees access applications, looking for patterns of behavior that you don't want, so that you can notify somebody and let them know what's going on so that they could take a look at it and see if there's reason for concern is good. You're not preventing somebody from doing something, but you're certainly verifying that that activity is legitimate when you need to. But also, newer device hardware is important. It's newer PC hardware. It's significantly more secure than older hardware. And security that happens at the hardware level tends to be unobtrusive. It tends to be the kinds of things like trusted boot that employees only experience the benefits of. They don't see any downside or side effects to it. So that's important. They know that they can have a known good configuration. And you know, as an IT pro, that they're going to have a known good configuration whenever they boot that machine. But it doesn't interfere with their productivity in any way. Also, people are concerned in the survey about organizational complexity, that it's too difficult to maintain security with a wide range of devices and applications that people are using. And again, that's a legitimate concern as well, and also with employees using their own devices and applications. But it's a reality. It's a reality for everybody that they're facing this. And so security measures that take this into account and don't focus as much on the endpoint, but also focus on the security of information and encryption and so forth of information at rest and in motion is one way to help cope with the complexity of the organization and applications. So overall recommendations from the study are, first of all, to make employee productivity and experience a top organizational priority, at least as important as security, if not more so. Great security, again, is one that achieves the conflicting goals of more employee flexibility as well as better security at the same time. That's hard to do, but that's what great companies who do this well are doing and the way they're thinking about it. And also, choose the most secure device hardware and get it into employees' hands faster. The more secure the hardware and the less obtrusive that security is, the better off employees will be. And also expand your workforce technology strategy to also include network and information security beyond just the devices, and invest in better identity and access management tools as well to make security from devices that you don't manage and control also achievable. And to find out more about what the study showed and get a full spread of the data, connect with your Dell contacts for a copy of the study. And as always, feel free to connect with me as well if you have questions. Thank you again for your time and attention, and I hope the time was well spent for you.